finally, we've got some more Overwatch 2 news, so let's talk about that. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Stylosa. Let's do this. So what we've got is basically the earnings report has come out from Blizzard. And this is the reason why we've seen a whole bunch of movement yesterday in the company. So we see JL and Brack basically get pushed out the door. We see also the head of HR, I believe, is pushed out the door as well. And then we get this at the end of the trading day. So when the American stock markets close, we get this, which comes out, which is the second quarter results for Activision Blizzard. Now, this comes out every quarter, and this is the Q2 report. So it goes into a lot of detail on what's going on. There's some bits we're going to cover. So, for example, this commitment to safe working environment, we'll get onto that in a second, because, of course, the first thing I want to talk about to open the video is Overwatch 2, because we ain't got no Overwatch news, and it's killing me that there's no Overwatch news coming out. And I sit down and I see stuff like even Diablo Immortal, right? Even they have got blog posts coming out talking about the development of the game. Diablo 4 does this as well. Overwatch 2, well, we had a live stream in April, which I was actually lucky enough to be part of. But that's all we've got, really. And since then, we've just been sitting on, again, on live support, huffing all the copium and the hopium, like, please be a good game, Overwatch 2. Anyway, this is the information that we've got. So, on the Blizzard section of this report, it says here towards the bottom, Overwatch 2 development passed an important internal milestone in recent weeks after a great response to the recent community update. Actually, I think, to be fair, it probably wasn't overly, well, I don't want to say overly, but it was more of a positive response, I think, just because we got news in Overwatch 2. Of course, it was all the PvP stuff with the 5v5 and showing off some of the new maps. But of course, we didn't get to see any new heroes. We only seen a few new hero designs. But overall, Blizzard seems to think it was a great response by the community. Fair enough. The team is looking forward to revealing more of the game in the coming months as they approach the later stages of production. Now, this is only one paragraph, but we can sort of divine some bits and pieces out of this. So let's be logical here, right? If at the start of the year we got the Overwatch 2, well, let's start at April, right? So we got the Overwatch 2 PvP stuff. Great. The big announcement was it's 5v5, guys. Okay, great. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that at the end of the year, we get a PvE update. And this might be what they are doing. Now, what is interesting here to me is it says an important internal milestone has been reached. Could that be the finalization of, let's say, all of the PvE content, or just the finalization of what the game is going to be? We're not really going to know, but I still think if we think logically about this, it probably means towards the end of the year, we're definitely going to get, well, I don't say definitely, but we're probably going to get a PvE update, maybe around November. Because remember, we're not getting a BlizzCon this year. Well, I guess we had one at the start of the year, but that wasn't really a BlizzCon. And what we're getting this year, at the end of the year, is no BlizzCon. Blizzard have always, they've already come out and said we're not doing that. So it will be next year. So this does kind of make me think, okay, maybe we're going to get Overwatch 2 next year. Maybe sometime in May, possibly. Around about that time frame. I mean, I hope we do. I really hope we do. Because as an Overwatch content creator, it's absolutely gutting seeing like hardly any content coming out, which is like, come on, guys, we need news, something. Like, I still don't understand why they couldn't do little blog posts, like little updates here and there. Like, you know, just throw stuff out and go, oh, here's some new hero designs. Instead of stuff like, yeah, we're going to be on the Game Awards show. It's going to be, and then it's literally the game director walks out and goes, take a look at the new look for, I can't even remember what heroes it was. Was it Widowmaker, maybe? I don't even remember. No, it wasn't Widow, was it? I can't even remember. Was it Farah? I don't even know. I can't even remember which heroes it was. It shows you how much I didn't even care. It's like, okay, great. But they could have put that into a blog post, right? There's no need for like that kind of like sort of, let's say, mixed messaging, because they're making it appear like there's more going on. In fact, even when we look at recent updates for Overwatch, you look at the crossplay. They actually came out and said there's a huge update coming. In fact, I think it was the first thing Aaron said when he became director. There's going to be a huge update coming out. And I do believe that crossplay is a pretty big update, and it's going to be great for the future of Overwatch, especially with Overwatch 2. But it's not really a big update, is it, in terms of like content and stuff, which is what we were thinking. So the good news here is Overwatch 2, it's past an important internal milestone, which I'm hoping means they're pretty much finished in terms of what they want to do. Like, they know what they need to make, and then they can crack on and make this. Or maybe it means they've just finished the PvE, or they've finished the PvP. We don't know, or they've finished the new heroes or something. Who knows? And the team is looking forward to revealing more of the game in the coming months as they approach the later stages of production. So, coming months, couple of months, let's say 2, 3, 4 months. Well, I mean, to be honest, it's August now, right? So we're getting towards the end of the year. I'd expect something in November, I would imagine. But I would like it if they talked to us more about what was going on, because it is really frustrating not knowing what the hell is going on. Anyway, let's move on, because we've got other stuff we need to talk about in this document. I kind of just want to show you guys something here. So if you scroll down the report here, you get to this. Now, this is the important bit, because this shows you how much money each of the different divisions of Activision Blizzard King make. Now, you look at Activision, it basically makes 363 million, that's million, in operating income for Q2. So remember, this is only 3 months. It's the second 3 months of the year, basically. That's a lot. Blizzard, 141 million, and then King, 248 million. Now, the other thing to take note of here is if we just sort of jump up here to Activision. Activision's got 127 MAUs. Now, what MAUs at million? What MAUs means is monthly active users. So that means people who log into their games, basically, and play them. You come down to Blizzard, they've got 26 million, so 100 million less. And then you come down again, and King's got 255 million because it's a mobile game company. But when you look at the money that's being made, Blizzard actually isn't too bad, considering it's got 100 million less than Activision. But here's the thing, right? All these recent changes to Blizzard are probably going to make Blizzard more akin to Activision. And the question I put forward to you guys in the video I made yesterday, is that a good or a bad thing? I mean, honestly, I think we can all probably agree that Blizzard probably did need some sort of change, because it was stagnating. It's had a ton of misses, like loads of stuff has gone wrong, basically since Jal and Brack took over. So the last 3 years for Blizzard, there hasn't really been anything to shout about. There's been no awesome updates to their games. Well, maybe Warcraft Classic is the only one you could kind of throw out into that, which I did enjoy playing, but everything else has kind of been a bit mediocre. It's not what we're used to, and it's what is going on at Blizzard. So there's pros and cons with this, but I'm now erring more on the side of, hey, it's a fresh start for Blizzard. It's going to be a new Blizzard. It's not going to be the Blizzard that we're used to, because that Blizzard is basically gone. And the other thing is, maybe that Blizzard can't really exist in this day and age, because things are different. You can't really go away and spend 4 or 5 years making a game now, drop it, and then leave that game live and go and support, like, develop another game, and then your current game is just sitting there bleeding away. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird things that have gone on, and of course, I can talk to it in detail from an Overwatch perspective, because, yeah, I've followed Overwatch for like 6 years. Good God. Anyway, let's move on to some other bits and pieces here, because I want to just actually... Well, I want to jump onto the start of this document, because this whole section here, commitment to safe working environment. So this is Blizzard. I mean, it's literally it's the first slide, basically. So document opens, bit of disclosure, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes into this, and it says, we have been taking the following immediate actions. We have asked Jennifer O'Neill and Mike Ybarra to assume responsibility for development and operational accountability at Blizzard. Now, if you guys caught the video I put out yesterday, Mike and Jennifer come from... They are brand new to Blizzard, basically. They've only been there around about 2 years. I think that's... Mike's been there for 2 years. Jennifer even less, I think. But it doesn't matter. What this is new blood coming into the studio. It isn't people inside of Blizzard who are just getting promoted because maybe they've been at Blizzard for 10 years, so have a promotion. It's not working that way. These are going to bring new ideas to the company, and it should hopefully be a better place to work, and also just better for everybody involved. More content for the games coming out faster, and all of that stuff. Anyway, we will continue to investigate each and every claim and complaint that we receive. When we learn of shortcomings, we will take decisive action to strengthen our capabilities in this area. We will be adding additional staff and resources. We will terminate any manager or leader found to have impeded the integrity of our processes for evaluating claims and imposing appropriate consequences. We will be adding resources to ensure and enhance our consideration of diverse candidate slates for all open positions. And number 5, we have heard the input from our employee and player communities that some of our in-game content is inappropriate. We'll be actively reviewing that content and removing it as appropriate. Great. But then let me show you this. So this is from Nikki Crenshaw. And this is what she says. And by the way, I think she's a UX designer at Blizzard. Yeah, you can see sort of UX researcher at Blizzard Entertainment. Today in the Q2 earnings call, executives said, we are taking actions to address the concerns of employees, which is weird because thus far, none of the employee demands have been acknowledged, let alone met. Yeah, and then these are the employee demands again. So just bringing these up on the screen, you guys, well, I'm kind of blocking them out in the corner, but none of these demands have been met yet. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. It's good, though, that Blizzard are starting to do stuff, but yeah, there's still a lot that they need to do, and I hope that they don't just try and brush it under the rug now and go, hey, we've sacked the president and we've sacked the head of HR. It's great, let's carry on. There's still a lot of stuff that needs to change at Blizzard, and they need to not let this go away. So it's important that we keep talking about it, and everybody does talk about it, because at the end of the day, if your employees feel like shit at work, they're not going to work very good, are they? No, they're not. You want your employees feeling great, because they're going to make great stuff. A lot of these guys, they're artists, basically. That's what they are. They're making something for all of us to enjoy, and we want that thing to be good. So they need a good working environment. So sort it out, Blizzard. So hopefully that happens. Right then, talking about lawsuits. We go on, because there's more. So this is another lawsuit that's hit Blizzard. So a class action lawsuit filed today, although this was yesterday. The news popped out. In fact, this news might have come out a few days before. But basically, the class action lawsuit has been filed today in the U.S. District Court of Central California on behalf of investors, alleges that Activision Blizzard's intentional failure to disclose its ongoing problems with sexual harassment and discrimination artificially inflated the company's stock value. In layman's terms, if investors had known the extent of Activision Blizzard's issue, they wouldn't have bought the stock, basically. So yeah, this is a worry. This, again, is more of a problem that will hit Blizzard's share price again. And it's not great. It's something that they're going to need to sort out. But this, it goes without saying, why didn't they disclose the investigation that was happening? Because it happened for 2 years, the investigation by the department from California. So, yeah, I mean, the Employment and Housing Department, they took 2 years to come to a conclusion. So Blizzard would have known this was happening and didn't tell the shareholders. So, yeah, this is all of this stuff, which is not great. More bad news for Blizzard. And then we get more bad news for Blizzard. It's like, okay, so T-Mobile is now no longer a sponsor of Overwatch League. Right then. So T-Mobile have been a sponsor pretty much forever. In fact, I think I actually met the CEO. I think it was the CEO of T-Mobile. He was a guy with like crazy pink hair, I remember. He's the guy who like would hold the big, the big like comedy checks up at like the Overwatch various competitions that were held. Him. He loved Overwatch. And yeah, so anyway, T-Mobile sponsored Overwatch League. They sponsored a bunch of Overwatch teams. I think they even sponsored Platchat, if you guys watch that, which is a, well, if you just search Platchat, you'll find it. But it's basically an Overwatch League podcast. They no longer do any of that. They have literally pulled straight out of Blizzard, and I think it's quite obvious why they've done this. No surprises, no prizes for guessing this. It's because of the sexual harassment lawsuit. Companies don't want to be associated with that. And the fact that it's blindsided them and come out of nowhere, T-Mobile have gone, no, we've actually got a termination clause in our contract because we don't want to be associated with this anymore, and we're walking out the door. Now, there is a wider discussion to have about this. Were they actually getting a return from Overwatch League? That is the other debate that we can have, because are they? Could this be an ideal time to pull out, cut their losses? I don't know. Overwatch League, as great as it is, and I watch tons of Overwatch League. I even make videos on it, don't I, guys? Sometimes I get confused about who Rookie of the Year is, though. But like, I love it. I was involved with Spitfire. I just love it, right? I was actually on the stage when Spitfire won the Overwatch League in the first season. It was amazing. I've been to every final I could have gone to, COVID allowing. I've been to everything. Like, I love it, right? But it's struggling, and it's only struggling, really, because Overwatch is struggling. If Overwatch is doing well, then Overwatch League will do well, because there'll be more people to watch it, right? Surely. But yeah, it's sad news, but it does mean that if you go to the Overwatch League website, you will see on the sponsor section now, you've got Xfinity, IBM. You'll always have Coca-Cola, because Bobby Kotick is on the board of Coca-Cola, and he is, well, the CEO of Activision Blizzard. State Farm, Cheez-It Grooves, Wavy, and weirdly TeamSpeak. I mean, great. No one uses TeamSpeak. Well, that's not fair. Teams do use TeamSpeak to scrim, but no actual gamers use TeamSpeak, do they? Everybody uses Discord. Or something. Well, no, everyone uses Discord, surely, or just in-game chat. I don't know. But yeah, it's bad news for Overwatch League, and it's not great. Well, there was actually a post on Reddit about this. And I was going through this, and there's like some interesting things that got brought up. So Neptune says, wasn't the OWL MVP reward sponsored by T-Mobile? And it was, right? Also, apparently, yeah, the season MVP was also sponsored. And remember, I think the Overwatch World Cup MVP was also sponsored, because everyone will remember XQC. Everyone spammed XQC for the vote. He may have won it just because he's got a big audience and not because of his skill in the game. But hey, he was a pro player. He was a good player. But yeah, there's a lot of implications here. Like, I think what will happen is they'll probably just go straight in, and it'll either be sponsored by somebody else. Like, maybe one of these other sponsors, they'll go, hey, it'll be the Coca-Cola one. That's probably what it'll be. The Coca-Cola MVP or something like that, which, you know, is fine. So we move on again, because here we go. We go back to Bobby. So we get to see Bobby. And what's happened here is Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, he says people will be held responsible for their actions. So this PC Gamer article goes into a bit of detail on what happened in the investor call, because this thing I showed you at the start of the video, this whole document, this comes out in conjunction with the investor report. And in the investor report, Bobby comes on and he makes some statements at the start of it, and he talks about what's going on. So I just want to read through some of this because some of it's quite interesting. So in his opening statement during today's investor call, CEO Bobby Kotick spoke bluntly on the matter, promising that people will be held accountable for their actions. There is no place at our company where discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment of any kind will be tolerated, Kotick said in his opening statement. Our work environment, anywhere we operate, will not permit discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment. We will be the company that sets the example for this industry. Okay, so these are, I mean, that's powerful things to say, because you need to act on it. You can't just say it and then not do anything about it, which typically things like that tend to go on. Oh, make change, I'll do this, I won't bother. You know, look at Ubisoft. They're the same. Oh, yeah, we've had all the, but it's fine, nothing will change. Come on. Like, at least Blizzard are starting to act and starting to change, which is good. I mean, it's going to be a long road ahead, but I'm just thinking, like, you know, hopefully things change. Now, I do just want to end the video on a quick note and just sort of say, like, thank you guys for watching the videos recently as well. Things have been a little bit different, obviously, in terms of content that's getting made. Like, there is no, let's go full screen. Hang on a minute. Full screen, boof. There's no getting around the fact that Overwatch is in a very stale place right now, like super stale. The game is still fun to play, but what is difficult for people who produce content on the game is working out, why am I flashing? That's what I need to work out. Why am I flashing? That's weird. Apologies if that's been doing it the whole video, has it? Kind of has, yeah. I've been kind of dancing in a flashing way. Anyway, yeah, like the problem is the game is still fun to play, but it's really stale in a lot of ways, so it's difficult to think of ways to actually produce content around the game. I think some of the stuff I've done recently, like the overanalyzed, the spectating stuff, looking at bronze stuff, which, you know, I've done for literally 4 years or even 5 years on the channel. They just got different titles and whatever to make them more modern for YouTube. I probably will continue doing that, but again, it sort of comes down to having the will to do it. It's like when you're making content on the game, you have to be like, you've got to like really be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I can't wait to make videos on this. And when you don't have that, it becomes a bit of it becomes very laborious, and it's not a path that I want to go down. So yeah, but I just wanted to keep you guys updated as to what's going on. We did get some Overwatch 2 news at the top of this video, which is good stuff. I can't wait for that to come out. I can't wait for more Overwatch 2 news to come out. I can't wait for whatever the hell is happening in a few months to come out. Give me some stuff to talk about Blizzard. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.